Hey Sugarfoot, and welcome back to my channel. After finding out that I was pregnant, of course, I did like a bunch of research, and through experience with the pregnancy, there's just certain things that people don't talk about or that is not commonly known. And well, it wasn't commonly known to me, so I was just like surprised that this stuff happens. So I figured I'd come on and make a video about what they don't tell you about pregnancy, okay? What, like, the warnings that people don't give you about actually being pregnant. I found out that morning sickness is not just for the morning. I don't know why it's called morning sickness, but no, it's not just for the morning. I had morning sickness all day. So I'm gonna just call it all day sickness, okay? I woke up sick, went to sleep sick, like for a good 2.5 months, I would say. So I found out I was pregnant when I was about 7 or 6 weeks. And I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't feel anything at all. I was regular, like the whole time, regular. Once I saw those 2 lines pop up, it's like all of the symptoms came down at once, okay? So I had headaches, I was nauseous, I could, like, it was disgusting, okay? And when I say I was nauseous, I mean, like, I kept feeling like I had to throw up. Like, it felt like there was, oh, I have gas. I felt like there was vomit coming up, but nothing came out. So I just kept like spitting. It was the most annoying thing ever. And then you get that like aftertaste in your mouth and you just kind of like want to get it out. So what I kept doing was eating candy. Now, I don't really eat candy like that, but I kept peppermint or some sort of Jolly Rancher in my mouth, because that feeling of like saliva just building up in your mouth, like you're about to throw up, is so annoying. And when I tell you I woke up sick and went to sleep sick, I mean it. So I just stayed at my mom's house for most of the time that I was sick, literally, because I knew when I woke up I wouldn't want to cook or anything like that, and I knew that my mom would cook for me. So I stayed at my mom's house, and she was very comforting, especially since she was basically catering to the baby. So yeah, it's not just morning sickness, okay? That thing can last all day, 24. Imagine being sick 24/7, 7 days a week. I was miserable. And then on top of that, I'm in quarantine, so I can't go outside. I can't do anything. I can't go to a park or something, like go to a music, something, do something, like just to take my mind off. I can't do anything. I have to stay in the house. That was not the bee's knees. Another thing they don't warn you about is yeast infections. I don't know why I never hear any pregnant women talk about yeast infections, but it's definitely common, especially when you're pregnant, because of the excessive blood flow and extra discharge that you're gonna have during your pregnancy. You're more prone to getting yeast infections. And I like to think of myself as like a very hygienic person. When I got my first yeast infection when I was a teenager, I figured out what caused it and I avoid those things. So I never really had a problem with like reoccurring yeast infection. And there's many people that have issues with reoccurring yeast infections or BV. But what they don't tell you about pregnancy is that you're more prone to get yeast infections, and when you do get them, they are insane. Okay, insane. You just want to like just chop your vagina off and just throw it away, like just get rid of it. Yeah, I do not wish that on anyone. So during pregnancy, be hyper vigilant about what's near your vagina, about using the bathroom constantly, so that way you're wiping away any extra discharge, because you're gonna produce a lot of extra discharge. Okay? Yeah. Them things ain't no joke. They are no joke. I've never had anything like that before, and I don't ever want to experience that ever again. So yeah, I know what causes it now. It's a little different now that I'm pregnant, so I'm a little bit more sensitive. So I know what causes it now. Okay, so let me just tell y'all. Papa Bear decided, I asked him to buy some tissue, and I don't know what brand of tissue this was, but I needed it, so I used it, and that tissue threw everything off, and I was on fire. Okay, fire. I texted him like, you can never buy this ever again, because he wasn't here. So I texted him like, you can never buy this brand of tissue ever. Figure out what the name of it is and never buy it again. You can't buy this. It's like, I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, that brand of tissue did not do it for me. So be hyper vigilant about yeast infections and preventing them during pregnancy. This is nothing worse than feeling nauseous, being bloated, gassy, and then having a yeast infection. And yeast infection during pregnancy, you're likely to swell up too. Y'all, no joke, okay? No joke. Another thing that I've been dealing with is heartburn like crazy. When I heartburn so crazy, okay? Like my chest all the way up to my throat, all of this burns. Like it's like a fire is going down my chest. Oh my gosh. It was so bad to where when I went to sleep, I had to sleep sitting up. Like I had perfected sleeping sitting up so that way I didn't feel that rise. Oh my gosh, it was really bad. It was really bad. What helped with heartburn? Ice cream, like vanilla ice cream, regular vanilla ice cream works really good. Or some type of milk. Almond milk helped as well, even though it's not like an actual lactose, whatever it's called. But almond milk also helps. So I was eating a lot of cereal. But heartburns, I was told to take Tums and Gas X. Neither one of those worked for me. I still had really bad heartburn, so I would just eat ice cream. Another thing they don't tell you about is that you could possibly lose your teeth. Okay? Pregnancy can cause you to lose your teeth. So I was wondering, like, how is that even possible? What do you mean my teeth could fall out? But apparently the baby, it's like a little parasite, and it takes all of the nutrients that it needs from you. And if you're not eating properly, or if you're like malnourished or anything like that, that means you won't be having any vitamins because the baby is taking it all, which can cause your teeth to decay and fall out. What? So many things that goes into being pregnant, Lord. Another thing that I've seen a lot is a lot of people are like, when they reach their due date, they think that's the day that they're supposed to go in, and they kind of get scared into scheduling their induction and stuff like that. But what like doctors don't tell you, and I don't know why they don't say this, they don't really emphasize that a due date is an estimate. Now I don't know why doctors don't really emphasize this, but your due date is an estimate of when the baby could possibly be due, because there's no way for them to actually track when the date that it was actually conceived. They give you an estimate of between this and this time, this is when it could possibly be conceived based on your last period, but they don't actually know. So your due date is an estimate, meaning you can go over your due date and be perfectly fine. There's people that go like weeks over their due date, no more than 3. I wouldn't say no more than 3, but there's people that go weeks over their due date and their baby comes out perfectly fine. They have a natural birth and everything is perfectly fine. Don't feel pressured to be induced or to schedule your induction and possibly cause other sorts of what do they call it? And possibly cause other interventions, which can lead to you getting a C-section, which a lot of people don't want. I mean, unless that's what you want, that's fine. But don't feel like you're pressured into doing it because the doctor said that this is when you're due. It's an estimate. This is the weirdest thing that I found out. This is the weirdest thing that I found out. You're not supposed to eat pineapples while you're pregnant. And I don't know if eating them occasionally is fine, but the way that I eat them, I can't eat them. Because when I eat pineapples, I eat them to where like it starts eating my tongue. Like my tongue starts, like the acid starts eating up my tongue. And apparently the acids in the pineapples can cause contractions, and it can possibly cause a miscarriage, especially if you're early in your pregnancy. Of course, if you're later in your pregnancy, like third trimester, you can use pineapples as a way to induce labor naturally. It's like I never knew that pineapples can cause contractions. I never knew that it can like induce contractions. So that's good to know. Another thing that people don't emphasize, when you're pregnant, you need to look out for the products that you use, especially now since like self-care and skincare is like a big thing. And I know there's people that buy products after products after products. But when you're pregnant, you need to look at the labels and be sure that you're not using anything that can be harmful. Only reason why I know these things is because I'm an esthetician. Had I not been an esthetician, I would not have thought to even look into this. But as an esthetician, when you're pregnant, what we avoid are modalities. So that's like using certain type of machines or currencies on your skin, as well as salicylic acid. So we avoid salicylic acid like the plague. And that's not necessarily to say that it can actually cause harm. It's that we don't know what it can do because it can't be tested on pregnant women. Now y'all know that I'm allergic to synthetic hair and I use sulfur 8. And in the spray bottle is salicylic acid. And I was spraying my head like every 2 days when I had my braids in at first, and then I stopped and I was like, doesn't this have acid in it? So yeah, I already failed in that area, but now I'm like on top of the products that I'm using and stuff. What else? I think that's it. That's all that I have to talk about. But I just think it's weird that these things are not discussed more, especially when it comes to like hygiene during pregnancy. You don't hear a lot of people talk about hygiene during pregnancy like at all. And I don't know why, when that's a big thing that you have to deal with during your pregnancy. I think that's it for today. I am 22 weeks and I feel like this is gonna be a huge baby. Because Papa Bear is a giant, okay? He's a giant. 22 weeks, guys. So that's it for today. I'll be uploading every Monday. I'm most likely gonna be focusing on pregnancy because doing my hair, look, y'all, in the last video I showed you guys that I was taking the braids out, right? And I was taking them out one by one and putting like little braids in it so that way I didn't have to detangle my whole head. Let me tell you, I've been doing my hair for about a week now and I'm still not done. I have a few that I have to do in the middle. Doing hair while pregnant, okay, this is the last time I'm doing this myself, okay, because I'm not doing this no more. I will go get it done. I just didn't want to risk being around other people and having to sit with a mask on for 8 hours, but I might have to do it. I might have to, because doing my hair myself this is torture. It took so many days, and Papa Bear is like, I will help you if I knew how to do it. I feel bad, but I'm not doing this thing. So y'all will most likely not be getting like actual tutorial hair updates. I'll tell you guys what I do with my hair, but I cannot. This hair stuff while carrying a load, not gonna work. But thank you for watching my video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.